Everyone, welcome back to English with Emma. In this video, you'll learn all about the past simple tense and the present perfect simple tense. And you'll learn when to use the past simple and when you should use the present perfect simple. It can often be confusing to know which one is correct in which situation. So we'll look at lots of examples and hopefully by the end of the video, you'll all be experts. Let's get started. So let's start by looking at the verb forms. Verb 1, that's the infinitive. Verb 2, the past simple. And verb 3, this is the past participle that we use for the present perfect tense. Go, went, gone. Eat, ate, eaten. Walk, walked, walked. Dance, danced, danced. Notice that for regular verbs, the past simple form and the past participle are the same. You just add ed to the ending. So let's start by looking at the past simple. Structure of the past simple. In positive phrases, we use the subject plus verb 2. He went to school yesterday. In negative phrases, we use the subject plus did not, which can be contracted to didn't, plus the infinitive. He didn't go to school yesterday. For questions, we start with did plus the subject plus the infinitive. Did he go to school yesterday? So it's only in the positive phrase that we have to use the past simple form of the verb. And in the questions and negatives, we use did or did not plus the infinitive. If you'd like to know more about the structure of the past simple tense, then see my video, Past Simple Tense. When do we use the past simple? For finished past actions with the time clause. A time clause is a word or short phrase that tells you when an action was completed. I walked to school yesterday. We played tennis yesterday. She studied German last year. I cooked an egg for breakfast this morning. They wanted to go to the park last Saturday. I watched an interesting film last night. I finished my book last Tuesday. She passed her maths exam yesterday. We also used the past simple with ago to indicate how much time has passed since an action happened. I finished school 4 years ago. The action was completed in 2016 and 4 years have passed since that time. I saw him 3 years ago. She finished my book 2 months ago. I got home 10 minutes ago. They finished university 20 years ago. I went to the cinema 6 weeks ago. I lost my phone 2 days ago. We finished the course a month ago. Your friend called half an hour ago. Now let's look at the present perfect simple. For the structure, in positive phrases, subject plus have or has plus the past participle, which I call verb 3. She has eaten dinner. For negatives, subject plus have not or haven't, has not or hasn't, plus verb 3. She hasn't eaten dinner. For questions, we start with have or has, plus the subject, plus verb 3. Has she eaten dinner? If you'd like more information on the structure of the present perfect tense, then see my video, Present Perfect Simple Tense. When do we use the present perfect simple? We use the present perfect simple for past actions with a present result. I have broken my leg. I broke my leg last week. It's still broken now. So although the action happened in the past, the result continues into the present. That's why it's called the present perfect tense. There's always a relationship of some kind with the present. I have lost the TV remote control. I can't find it now. He has eaten too much. He feels sick now. She's drunk too much coffee. Now she can't sleep. I've locked myself out of my house. I can't get in now. In all of these cases, although the action happened in the past, there is a present result. We also use the present perfect simple to talk about experiences. When is not important. I have been to Japan. He has eaten kangaroo. She's taken a Spanish class. I have written 2 books. I've made many cakes. They've won the championship 3 times. We've studied French in Paris. I've seen the sunrise at Angkor Wat. If we want to say when the action happened, we use the past simple tense. I've been to Thailand. I went in 2005. And we'll see more examples of this later in the video. When we talk about experiences, we can use the adverbs ever and never. Ever means sometime in your life. Never means at no time in your life. And we use the present perfect here because your life is not finished. It's an example of unfinished time. Have you ever been to Japan? I have been to Japan. I have never been to Japan. Have you ever studied French? I have studied French. I have never studied French. We also use the present perfect simple for actions in unfinished time. I have drunk 3 cups of coffee today. It's still today. Today has not finished. He has done 2 exams this week. She's read 2 books this month. I have been to the supermarket today. I've done my homework this evening. They've been to Spain twice this year. We've had 4 meetings this month. I've worked out every day this week. In all cases, the time is unfinished. Anything with this would be generally unfinished this week, this year, this month. If the time is finished, then we use the past simple. An example of finished time would be yesterday, or anything with last year, last week. And we'll see more about this later in the video. We also use the present perfect simple for actions which started in the past and continue in the present. And to answer the question, how long have you? And we can use for and since to answer the question. So let's look at this example. What's the difference between for and since? We use for the period of time, which in this case is 5 years. And we use since for the start of that period of time, which here is 2015. How long have you lived here? I have lived here for 5 years. I have lived here since 2015. The information is exactly the same, it's just presented in a different way. How long have you studied German? I've studied German for 2 years. I've studied German since 2018. It's now 2020, so 2 years have passed since that time. How long has she worked at the office? She's worked at the office for 2 months. She's worked at the office since June. How long has he played the violin? He's played the violin for 6 years. He's played the violin since he was 12. How long have you been on holiday? We've been on holiday for 5 days. We've been on holiday since Wednesday. Let's see some more examples of for and since. For 6 years, for 2 months, for 4 days, for 10 hours, for 8 minutes, for 30 seconds, for a long time, for a while, for ages. Ages is a very long time. Since Christmas, since Easter, since October, since 10 o'clock, since 4:30, since Tuesday, since I was born, since they arrived, since we met. We can also use the present perfect simple with just, already, and yet. We use just when an action finished a short time before. And we use the subject plus have or has, plus just, and then verb 3. So the adverb goes between have and the past participle. Nothing for me, thank you. I've just eaten. And I don't want anything to eat because I've eaten a very short time in the past and now I'm not hungry. You've just missed James. He left about 5 minutes ago. Don't sit there. I've just painted it. If you sit there now, because it's just been painted, you'll get paint on your clothes. The cake's still warm. I've just taken it out of the oven. Do you like Anna's new hairstyle? She's just had it cut. We use already when an action has been done before or happened sooner than expected. Subject plus have or has plus already plus verb 3. So, like with just, we put the adverb between have and has and the past participle. I only got paid a week ago, but I've already spent all my money. We use already because it's surprising that I've spent all my money in 1 week. I don't want to watch Terminator because I've already seen it 3 times. Oh no, the train's already left. In this case, you've arrived at the train station and you expect the train to be there, but the train has gone. it left sooner than you expected. No coffee for me, thanks. I've already had 2 cups. We use yet with questions and negatives when we expect something to happen soon, or if we want to know if it has happened yet. Have or has plus the subject plus the past participle, and then yet at the end of the question. For negatives, subject haven't or hasn't plus past participle plus yet. So for questions and negatives, we can use yet, and it always goes at the end of the question or phrase. Have you done your homework yet? I haven't done my homework yet. Has she been to the supermarket yet? She hasn't been to the supermarket yet. Have you called your grandmother yet? No, I haven't called her yet. Now let's look at been and gone. The verb go, past simple form is went. So what's the past participle? Well, there can actually be 2 depending on your meaning. It can be been or gone. Been is used for experience. You go to a place and then you return, and that means that you have been there. Gone is used for a past action that has a present result. You go to a place, but you don't return. So, been, experiences. You've been somewhere and you have returned. You are not there now. I've been to Spain. I went there in 2002. I've been to France many times. I've just been to the supermarket. I need to put the milk in the fridge. Have you ever been to Australia? Yes, I've been there twice. In all cases, these are experiences, and you have gone to a place and then you have returned. You are not there now. Gone, past action with a present result. You have gone somewhere and you have not returned. You are still there. I've gone to my mum's house. I'll call you when I get home. In this situation, imagine that you are at your mum's house and you're speaking on the phone to somebody, and you say, I'm not at home at the moment, I'm at my mum's house, and I'll call you when I get back. He's gone to school. You can speak to him when he gets back. He's still at school. She's gone on holiday. I'm looking after her dog until she comes home. She's still on holiday. In all cases, the person has gone to a place, but they have not returned. So, let's look at the past simple versus the present perfect continuous. Past actions, present result or no present result. Past actions with no present result, use the past simple. I broke my leg last year. It's not broken now. Here there is no relationship with the present. Past actions with a present result. Use the present perfect. I have broken my leg. I broke my leg last week. It's still broken now. The result is present. Past actions with no present result. Past simple. I lost the TV remote control last week, but I found it later that day. It's not lost now. There is no relationship with the present. Past action with a present result. Use the present perfect. I have lost the TV remote control. I lost it this morning. I can't find it now. Experiences. Do we say when the action happened? If we do say when, use the past simple plus a time clause. I went to Australia in July 2007. If we don't say when the experience happened, use the present perfect. I have been to Australia. When is not important. What we are interested in here is that the experience has happened. So, we do say when, past simple, plus a time clause. I climbed a mountain last summer. If we don't say when, use the present perfect. I have climbed a mountain. Finished versus unfinished time. Look at the table here. Examples of finished time on the left: yesterday, last night, last year, in 2015, an hour ago, 5 weeks ago, when I was younger. So anything with last would be considered finished time. If you say ago, that's also finished time. Examples of unfinished time: today, this week, this month, this year, since last week, since Monday, since I was born. So since is always used with unfinished time, and this generally means unfinished time, but it can be finished depending on the time of day. So this morning and this afternoon can be both finished and unfinished, depending what time it is when you are speaking. Let's look at this in more detail. Finished versus unfinished. This morning. Is this morning finished or unfinished? Well, before 12 o'clock, this morning is unfinished, and we would use the present perfect. After 12 o'clock, this morning would be finished, because it would now be the afternoon, and we would use the past simple. So if you're speaking before 12 p.m., I've drunk 3 cups of coffee this morning. It is still this morning, and I could drink more coffee before the morning has finished. After 12 p.m., I drank 3 cups of coffee this morning. We would use the past simple because it is not morning anymore. The morning has finished, and it is now afternoon or evening. So let's see some more examples. Past simple for actions in finished time. I went to school yesterday. He did his homework last night. She read a book last week. I saw you 2 weeks ago. I called you yesterday morning. The taxi arrived 20 minutes ago. We went to Italy last summer. They finished university 4 years ago. Actions in unfinished time, present perfect. I have drunk 3 cups of coffee today. He has done 2 exams this week. She's read 2 books this month. I have been to the supermarket today. I've done my homework this evening. They've been to Spain twice this year. We've had 4 meetings this month. I've worked out every day this week. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully that settled any doubts you had about the past simple and the present perfect simple. If you liked the video and found it useful, then please do give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, then subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. See you next time. Bye.